Oh, hello. Welcome to another episode of Stefan Diao with an accent. Yes, we're doing it again. Second week in a row. Stefano coming through. You know, you guys can subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're one short of 180, so that'll be a pretty round number to do. That'll be great. That'll be a great number. I'm trying to better the acoustics of the studio right now. We got the fireplace going. We got the plants all hydrated. We got the house in peace. The kids are sleeping. Maria is having some mommy time, whatever that is, and Daddy is playing podcast host on his phone on the couch. So, welcome to Stefan Diao with an accent. I'm so happy to be here. I was gonna say before I start with the show, if this is the first time you are tuning in, I want to know that this is totally unscripted. These are the point of this show is to talk about what's in my head, what's in my mind. Sometimes it's sad. Most of it is sad. Most of it is trying to be funny and also being sad. But kind of like what my experience is to of becoming a father, and now becoming a father of two. What a crazy guy. What is he, a billionaire? No. Well, he's a millionaire, right? No. Well, he must have like thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. Well, what does he do? Well, he's an actor. Oh my God, he acts? Is he like famous? No. Well, but he's like in this like really cool indie show at least. No, 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 not at all. And he has two kids. Yeah, wow, what a radical guy. Yeah, this is me. This is what's going on. This is what's going on right now. And we're happy. We're happy. We're rowing. We're surfing. We are going with the flow, however you wanna picture it, call it, whatever your beliefs are. That's what we're doing right now. That's what I'm doing right now. And, in the pursuit of happiness, shout out to Kid Cudi, and on the pursuit of the American dream, whatever that means, whatever that is. Yes, from Los Angeles, California. We started this venture. I'm a venture capitalist. You might say, no, you're not. We started this adventure in Greenpoint, and then we moved the studios to Bushwick, and then some opportunities rose. We've done a couple of episodes in Florida, and now we're in Los Angeles, and it's been a process of adaptation. We've talked about it, so we're gonna talk a little bit about what's in our minds lately, apart from complete lagoons in my head, juggling two kids and responsibilities, and so sometimes I have a lagoon on top of my brain and I suddenly forget. For example, my wife will say like, when I have to take Pipo, my eldest toddler, he's going to be 2 on Sunday. Shout out to my boy, love of my life. And I have to take him to school. So I take him to daycare, and there's a Ralph's close to it, and I go, and my wife goes like, listen, buy bread, cheese, and kitchen paper, and I'm like, great. And then I go to the supermarket, I drop my kid, there's other kids in there, I inspect the situation, I see how the whole thing is, say hi to the other kids, they're my buddies now. And then I go to Ralph's, and I grab the cheese, I grab the kitchen paper, and I forget what was the other thing. I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Stefano, that's not a lagoon. That's Alzheimer's. Well, maybe, but yeah, that's some of the things, some of the simplest things that uh, you were used to do before taking the conscious adult decision of bringing kids into the world are going to be very, very challenging. Challenging after your wife gives birth. Your part of your brain just goes like done, done. But we're loving it. We're loving it, man. My kid is a character. His manipulative son of a bitch, and I say that with my heart full of his love. And right now, he's a little bit down with the fever, and he is struggling with the fever, But mom and dad are there, and mom and dad saw the Society of the Snow. Okay. Crazy film, crazy story, true story about these rugby players from Uruguay that had an accident in an airplane, and they spent like 3 months, some of the survivors, and they managed to make it. Some others didn't, but in the process of this, they proceeded to eat some of the bodies of their bodies, and it's curious. My wife was saying that that's what Yellow Jackets is about. Apparently, Yellow Jackets, this famous show on Paramount Plus, it's like a female take on that same accident that happened, and it was crazy. It was super tough to watch on the couch. With my family, my two kids were sleeping. Me and my wife were like this, and I was every sort of scenario popped into my head, and it was intense. It was intense. Great movie, great, great acting, great writing, great everything. Pretty cool film. J.A. Bayona, I think, is a director who's a established director. I think he's from Spain. I might be butchering this, but yeah, that's some of the casualties that of not having a script and not having a producer. Oh my God, so amazing to be here. This is yeah, this is it. This is. I hope this mic is working. If not, it's gonna be like all good. So far, so good. I hope so. And yeah, we're feeling good. We watched that movie. It was insane. That's definitely one and done. I'm not gonna revisit that in a while. And what else? I started watching this new Amazon Prime show called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Now, if you're my age, you probably saw, maybe jerked off to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And you remember that film, and now Amazon Prime is giving it a different take on okay, being a show. I think it's 8 episodes or 10 episodes, and it starts Donald Glover, which is a very talented individual, to say the least, okay? And Maya Eskrin, who I loved since the first moment I saw her in Pen 15. Unbelievable talent that we have on that show. There's a bunch of people from Atlanta, the show, producing, writing, Francesca Sloan is the showrunner. Hiro Murai directed a couple of episodes, and it's just so cool. So it's a show that was made for, was show that was made for me, really. Um, I feel like also, I was asking my wife, why do I like the show, right? Like what hooked me, Because the first episode it kind of goes like on a slow pace, and it's kind of like, but you're like somehow you're hooked, and it's because of them too, you know. It's because of the relationship that they have and the chemistry that these two excellent actors managed to produce, and I think that's the key. Like you can't help but watch them and root for them, and I'm incredibly proud and inspired by what Donald Glover has achieved. Since I remember him. I think I saw him first in 30 Rock, then in Community, or maybe it was like at the same time. But I remember of course, I remember Childish and his first album or mixtape, and I was like, oh my god. And then I remember when he was on a mission to be Spider-Man, and then coming up with Atlanta and what that was like. I am a guy that hasn't seen the last season because I don't want it to end for me. I rather lie to myself and be like, yeah, there's one last season coming, and that's why I haven't seen the last season. But I know it's over, and but not for me because I haven't seen it. So I still have that. I still have that ring to play. I still have that card to play for when I desperately need it. I once bartended a dinner that Sassy Beats was a guest, and that's a proud moment. I used to be a bartender before I became a podcaster, a famous podcaster in both tongues, Spanish and English. So if you are a person that wants to practice the language of love, the language of sex, the language of making babies, aka Spanish, aka Español, aka Castellano, aka Spagnolo, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel and tune in every Tuesdays for Stefan Diao. That's the mothership. Okay, and if not, Fridays here with an accent. With an accent that, talking about accents, Sofia Vergara, established main TV actress, says that she did Griselda because there's no other roles being pitched to her because of her thick accent. And if she's saying that, then imagine what does it feel like to be at the bottom of the chain. Imagine that. I've read a couple of headlines. Dakota Johnson saying that it's very hard for studios to greenlight indie films, and that's so frustrating. And I'm like, okay. Imagine being a non-union actor with an artist visa. Hello. But yeah. Anyways, that's how the industry is. That's the time will come when we will be on top, and we're gonna make. I believe that we're gonna make some great content and some great products coming from yours truly. I believe it with my whole heart. My whole heart. That is enjoying. So yeah, back to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I highly recommend the show. If you haven't seen Pen 15, please go and watch it. I think it's on Hulu. I think it's an FX show, season 1, especially Maya Eskring delivering a range of physical and intellectual comedy that it's just like out of this world, out of this world. And she kills in this one, literally and figuratively. By the way, she was replacing Phoebe Waller-Bridge, so she was replacing God. Phoebe Waller-Bridge was once supposed to play Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover, and that didn't happen for some reason. And enter Maya Eskring and killed. Oh my God. Still waiting to see what other thing Phoebe Waller-Bridge comes with, but such a fearless, talented actress, fearless both in her decisions and choices as an actress. And I mean, Donald Glover just looks like, Jesus, man, you look good, man. Congratulations, man. You cracked the code. You know what you're doing. It's always refreshing. You know what you're doing. Thank you so much. So I wanted to tell you guys something. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's first. Second, I saw some of the yeah. I have nothing else. I cannot believe. Well, we're still in True Detective. We're still in Night Country. The episode is going to come tomorrow. I thought it was going to be 8 episodes, like every True Detective season 1, 2, 3 has been 8 episodes, and finding out that it's just 6. I think the sixth one is a little bit longer, but still, I'm kind of waiting for things to start. You know, I'm ready for what is coming. I am scared. I was scared last episode and the episode before. I was scared, and maybe the second one as well. I was scared. I kept asking. I kept watching the TV, and I was like, "Baby, you're awake?" And my wife was like, "Yeah, just man up." And I was like, I'm scared. I'm scared right now. I don't want to be there. I don't want to go outside. Are the doors locked? And she was like, "That's in Alaska, dude. You know, you're in Los Angeles." And I'm like, "I know, but it's cold. It's cold, and I am afraid." And still enjoying the show, but now a little bit anxious, not anxious, but yeah, asking myself a lot of questions like, wow, how are they gonna do to wrap up all the questions that are up in the air and that have no I just remember what I wanted to say before, that I killed all that space with silence and doubt, and I just remember it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to True Detective tomorrow, Friday night. I guess I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl, but it's my son's birthday, so I really don't care. If you want to put some beer money, my money's on the 49ers. I think this is gonna be the year that they finally win it. I think, and I love the Chiefs. I love Mahomes. I love the whole Taylor Swift narrative, but I think that Christian McCaffrey is going to be the MVP. I think he's going to score multiple touchdowns, and because I think that's the only way that you can beat the Kansas City Chiefs is through the ground, and I think CMC is the best at it, and he's gonna take the MVP trophy and the Lombardi back to the Bay Area. That's my take on the Super Bowl. And now I was talking in Spanish in the Stefan Diao on Tuesday about how the movie the Scorsese film that I least connect with right now of his latest films. I'm not gonna talk about the whole oeuvre about his all of his movies, but lately it's been The Wolf of Wall Street. I happened to watch The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time with my mom and my dad and my girlfriend in a movie theater in South Beach, that cinema in front of the parking lot, in front of Jubia, the restaurant. And I was like, the Scorsese film. It was December, and my family, we all met in Miami, and I was like, we gotta watch it, and we went. I took them all, mom, dad, girlfriend, and it was uncomfortable. You know, it was not a good idea, not a good film to see with your parents. There's a lot of sex going on. There's a lot of nudity. There's a lot of drugs, and of course, my parents haven't done none of those things ever. So, but jokes aside, it's not like, it's kind of like it puts you out because you're like, oh my God, I brought my mom and dad to this fucking movie, and it's Margot Robbie is there, and but still. So I already was like, okay, at the first scene that I was like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to watch this film again. And it has happened to me, that sort of thing before. I remember I took my girlfriend to the IFC to watch Blue is the Warmest Color, and there was a Q&A with Adele Exarchopoulos after one of the actresses. And it's not it was you're watching the film and you're there with your girlfriend, and the thing, they're doing their thing, and then you're like, I took her, I insisted, and I was like, wow, that was interesting. What a great angle, And she was like, and then Adele shows up, and it's just what it is. And then I had also another one with my girlfriend. It was her birthday, and I took her to see First Reformed, the Paul Schrader film, the comeback of Paul Schrader. Although I think The Canyons is sort of like a sleeping masterpiece, maybe. Maybe we need to give it a little bit more time. Um, and yeah, so I took her for her birthday, and it was during the day, and yeah, then I was like, I'm so sorry that that film, I shouldn't have. It's your birthday. It was a little bit depressing. And she was like, this is my favorite film. This is my favorite film. And I'm like, this is why I have to marry you. I loved it as well. I cannot believe. Let's watch it again. Anyways, I was thinking that, so I watched The Wolf of Wall Street during the summer. And I was like, wow, what a weird film, I think it's like a little bit like Goodfellas but in Wall Street, and the rhythm and the way that he's telling the story, and I'm not saying I would never permit myself to say that Scorsese made a bad film. I'm just saying that, why am I not connecting with it, and of course it wasn't made for me, it was, and that's why he's a genius. It's because he made this film the way that these type of guys see and live the world and live life, and he made it for finance guys. He told us the story through the perspective of a point view of a finance guy, and he experimented a lot with the shots and with the editing and with the exposition and breaking the fourth wall, because what the fuck. and I get it, and that's why I don't connect with it as much. And I feel like Wolf of Wall Street is for finance guys what Black Swan was for 20-year-old girls back in the day. You know, like they were like all of a sudden kissing girls and going to Halloween parties. The hottest dress was the Black Swan and black makeup in her eyes, and they were all regretting not following up with ballet, and they were like, fuck, I could have made it to Lincoln Center and make out with Mila Kunis, and I feel like Wolf of Wall Street was like that for finance guys. They were like all doing like and they were all like, and you know, you had that friend that was in finance guy. He worked in your bank. He was cool, but he wasn't doing drugs. After watching Wolf of Wall Street, he was trying cocaine. You know, he was trying cocaine at One Oak that night. You know, they were to the movies, and he was like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go to One Oak. Let's do cocaine. And he was like, you know, he was cracking jokes at the table. You know, he was doing like, say Michael Caine really fast, and he was doing like that. He was that guy, and it was because he saw The Wolf of Wall Street and saw that his type of he completely misinterpreted the message of the film, and he thought that it was a propaganda for him to continue or to start doing stupid shit and or stupid drugs, which is at the end what cocaine is. Yeah, I feel like that's why I connect more maybe with the Irishman, because I am a 70-year-old guy, and I just want to be sitting here for 4 hours watching extremely beautiful shots of Pacino and De Niro and just talking and painting houses, you know, and that's why I connect more with that. And I think this is the end of the episode. I think the message has been sent. And thank you for being here. I really hope that the audio is decent, and that you had a great half an hour with me in my house, inside of my dirty little head. Subscribe. Again, if you know a father, if you know a guy who wants to be a father, if you know a guy that's a father and doesn't know it, send them my way and tell them to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it somehow helps. But really, just listen to it. Bendition and God bless you. Have a great weekend.